tourism, crisis, disinformation, and structural reform. You can adjust the language according to your preference. Choose the program that suits your needs from the playlist. Customize the subtitle position on your laptop, and adjust the video speed with the slider to suit your needs and comfort. Let's grow together through your subscribe and like on this video.
Authorities must ascertain facts with disciplined precision and adopt an almost ascetic commitment to transparency. Success in tourism development should never be ascribed to a single minister, but to coordinated institutions. Clean destinations require aseptic standards, and political debate, though often marked by asperity, must avoid reckless aspersions. Activists frequently assail corporate greed, while regulators remain assiduous in their efforts to assuage public concern. Fiscal tools may attenuate excessive profit if carefully attuned to local realities. Reform demands audacious leadership, willing to augment opportunity and interpret economic signals as an augury of bigger structural change. In an august parliament, deliberations may become austere when discussing autonomous regional authority. Unchecked avarice distorts markets. Leaders often aver that tourism rests upon the axiom of mutual benefit. Yet communities may balk when property prices balloon beyond affordability. Superficial slogans are banal and become a bane to serious policy discourse. Corruption reflects base instinct rather than principled governance. Media outlets baying for scandal may expose data that belie official narratives. Some investors are beneficent and benign, yet others are bent solely on short-term profit. Communities may feel besieged by a bevy of developers competing for land rights. Infrastructure expansion can bifurcate regions economically, while unscrupulous intermediaries bilk small property owners. Poor planning can blight once blithe coastal towns that once thrived on simple hospitality. Marketing campaigns sometimes rely on bogus narratives to bolster tourist arrivals with bombastic promises of cultural bonhomie. A political bore may brandish statistics in public hearings, yet refuse to brook meaningful oversight. In bucolic villages, tourism can serve as a buffer against poverty, though excessive bureaucracy often hinders small enterprises. When given proper support, local businesses burnish national reputation, and buttress fiscal resilience that may have been weakened by bygone crises. Public consultations sometimes descend into cacophony, fueled by allegations of calumny and the spread of policy canard. Policymakers must remain candid and grounded in canonical legal frameworks. Sustainable tourism planning is a cardinal responsibility supported by accurate cartography and environmental mapping. Opponents may castigate ministers for regulatory delays, but a crisis often becomes a catalyst for institutional reform. Tourism possesses a Catholic appeal across social classes, yet rhetoric may grow caustic in polarized environments. Regulatory bodies may censure financial excess and confront economic chauvinism and corporate chicanery. In chronological review, policy must circumscribe speculation and remain circumspect in licensing approvals. Investors may clamor for coastal concessions, while protesters clamor outside legislative chambers. Negotiation can clinch an agreement if leaders avoid cloying propaganda and embrace pragmatic compromise. Capital may coagulate in metropolitan centers, but regional actors can coalesce into cooperative alliances. In the coda of prolonged negotiations, finance ministers open the national coffer only for cogent proposals backed by credible data. Officials must never collude with private elites. Subsidies should be commensurate with developmental needs and summarized in a transparent policy compendium. Governments cannot afford to be complacent or overly complacent toward powerful stakeholders. Public and private sectors are complementary, yet the state must not become blindly compliant. Leaders may concede policy miscalculations and adopt a conciliatory tone to restore public trust. Economists often concur that transparency deters abuse and refuse to condone corruption. Legislatures confer authority, but they must not confound accountability with political expediency. A tourism connoisseur understands that destinations connote identity and heritage. Governments should console displaced workers and consolidate long-term reform. Excessive taxation may constrict industry growth if poorly construed. Debates grow contentious when statistics are misused. Analysts contextualize trends by weighing contraries within broader macroeconomic conditions. Critics sometimes appear contrite after contumacious opposition fails to resolve the fundamental conundrum of balancing growth with sustainability. When stakeholders converge around evidence-based policy and become conversant with economic realities, reform accelerates. Conversely, misinformation deepens division and erodes institutional trust. Governments may convene independent panels, though bureaucratic processes often seem convoluted. Comprehensive reports provide copious evidence to corroborate reform proposals. Tourism is inherently cosmopolitan, yet states must not cause it a privileged coterie at the expense of marginalized communities. Leaders must countenance innovation even when it appears counterintuitive. Regulation serves as a counterpoint to unrestrained market forces and prevents counterproductive incentives. Public-private agreements should never be covert or manipulated by crafty intermediaries. Craven political behavior undermines credibility and empowers the credulous. Economic tension often rises in a crescendo that may culminate in structural reform. Excessive cupidity breeds distrust, and even a cynical political curmudgeon may occasionally issue warnings that daunt complacent elites. Tourism operates within a diurnal rhythm. Each sunrise signals the movement of capital, labor, and culture. Hotels prepare breakfast buffets, fishermen return from night voyages, and transport services begin their circulation across ports and terminals. This diurnal pulse is not merely biological, it is economic. Across nations, tourism revenues diverge dramatically depending on infrastructure, governance, and global perception. Some states choose to divest from overregulated systems to attract foreign investors, while others attempt to divine long-term sustainability through empirical studies rather than doctrinaire ideology. In modern governance, tourism is no longer a dormant sector. It dovetails with trade, labor, migration, environmental regulation, and even geopolitical strategy. Political actors often document their contribution to GDP with great pride, yet they sometimes shirk responsibility when negative externalities arise.